Did you know that necromancy, the practice of communicating with the dead, dates back to ancient civilizations? Yes, the concept of necromancy is older than you might think. In the cryptic annals of human history, civilizations such as Egypt and Greece were pioneers in this practice. They believed in the profound wisdom of the deceased and sought their guidance through necromancy. Egyptians revered the dead, considering them as a bridge to the divine. They used necromancy as a means of divination, to predict the future or gain wisdom. Meanwhile, in ancient Greece, necromancy was a ritualistic practice. They sought the counsel of the dead, hoping to glean insights that would aid them in their lives. While it's easy to dismiss necromancy as a mere trope in horror films and literature, its roots go deeper, intertwined with the history of human civilization. While often depicted in horror films and literature, necromancy has a rich and complex history that extends beyond the realm of pop culture. Believe it or not, there are people who identify as modern-day necromancers. In the vast tapestry of human experience, we find individuals who walk unusual paths, and necromancers are no exception. These individuals, often shrouded in mystery and misconception, claim to communicate with the deceased, bridging the gap between the living and the dead. Let's delve into the fascinating world of self-proclaimed necromancers, each with their unique practices, beliefs, and experiences. No two necromancers are the same, and their methods can range from the traditional to the downright unconventional. First, we have Edgar, a necromancer from the heartland of America. Edgar practices his craft through seances, a method steeped in history and tradition. He believes the spirits of the deceased are always around us, waiting for the right moment to communicate. Edgar describes his seances as a conversation with the invisible, an exchange of energy and information that transcends the physical world. Across the pond, we find Eliza, a British necromancer who uses technology in her practices. Eliza claims that spirits can manipulate electronic devices to send messages. She uses a device called a spirit box, which rapidly scans radio frequencies, creating white noise that spirits can supposedly use to form words and sentences. Eliza describes her experiences as a modern twist on an age-old practice. Now, meet Javier from Spain, who identifies as a necromancer but doesn't claim to communicate with spirits directly. Instead, Javier uses symbols, rituals, and a deep understanding of the cycle of life and death to gain insights. Javier views necromancy not as a supernatural power, but as a philosophical and spiritual practice. Then there's Amina, a necromancer from Nigeria, who believes that the spirits of the deceased can provide guidance and protection. Amina's practices are deeply rooted in her cultural and spiritual beliefs. She performs rituals to honor the dead, asking for their blessings and wisdom. And finally, we have Sophia, a self-proclaimed necromancer from Australia. Sophia uses meditation and visualization to connect with the spirit world. She believes that by quieting her mind and opening her psychic senses, she can receive messages from the other side. These are just a few examples of the diversity within the modern necromancy community. Whether it's through seances, technology, rituals, or meditation, these individuals believe they can tap into a realm beyond our own. Their practices may seem strange or even eerie to some, but for them, it's a way to explore the mysteries of life, death, and what lies beyond. As you can see, necromancy in the 21st century takes on many forms. Of course, not everyone is convinced that necromancy is real. In fact, a significant portion of the population remains skeptical, and for good reason. The concept of communicating with the deceased, of peeling back the veil between our world and the next, is not something to be taken lightly. It challenges our understanding of life, death, and everything in between. Critics argue that alleged encounters with the dead can often be explained by scientific reasoning. They point to things like hallucinations, which can be triggered by various factors such as lack of sleep, certain medications, or extreme stress. These hallucinations can be so vivid and real that they convince people they've had a genuine supernatural experience. Interestingly, some skeptics don't entirely dismiss the idea of necromancy. Instead, they view it through a psychological lens. They propose that supposed communications with the dead are more likely subconscious dialogues with oneself. In moments of grief or loss, it's not uncommon for the mind to seek comfort in imagined conversations with the departed. In interviews, these critics often express a mix of intrigue and caution. They acknowledge the allure of the unknown, the human fascination with life beyond death. But they also warn against the potential dangers of delving too deeply into realms we don't fully understand. There are also those who criticize necromancy on ethical grounds. They question the morality of attempting to disturb the dead, arguing that it's a form of spiritual trespassing. The debate surrounding necromancy is a complex one, fraught with strong beliefs and opposing viewpoints. But it's this very debate that keeps the conversation alive, that prompts us to question, to explore, to seek answers to the mysteries that lie beyond our mortal comprehension. Skepticism is a healthy part of any conversation, especially when it comes to matters of the supernatural. It challenges us to think critically, to examine the evidence, and to consider all possibilities before drawing conclusions. And in the realm of necromancy, as in all things, a little skepticism can go a long way. Despite the skepticism, necromancy continues to play a significant role in our culture. You may not realize it, but necromancy is a pervasive theme in popular media. From the silver screen to the written word, to the digital universe of video games, this ancient practice has been reimagined in countless ways. Let's start with the realm of cinema. Who can forget the iconic scene in The Lord of the Rings, where the Witch King of Angmar, a classic necromancer, raises an army of the undead? Or the chilling moment in Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, where Voldemort is resurrected in a dark, necromantic ritual. These scenes have become cultural touchstones, influencing our collective understanding and interpretation of necromancy. In literature, necromancy often serves as a plot device that adds an extra layer of intrigue or horror. In George R.R. Martin's A Song of Ice and Fire, the White Walkers, with their ability to reanimate the dead, have become as synonymous with the series as the Iron Throne itself. Meanwhile, in The Dresden Files by Jim Butcher, the protagonist often finds himself facing necromancers, adding a layer of supernatural suspense to the mix. Video games, too, have embraced the theme of necromancy. Consider the Diablo series, where players can choose to play as a necromancer, wielding dark powers to control the dead. Or the Elder Scrolls series, where necromancy is a skill that players can learn and use to their advantage. Necromancy's influence extends beyond entertainment, shaping the horror and fantasy genres in significant ways. It provides a unique blend of fear and fascination, playing on our natural dread of death and the unknown, while also sparking our curiosity about the afterlife and the possibility of life beyond death. Whether we believe in it or not, necromancy has certainly left its mark on our culture. Its enduring presence in our stories and games is a testament to its power as a narrative tool, capable of evoking both dread and wonder in equal measure. Necromancy, it seems, is here to stay, at least in the realm of fiction and fantasy. So what have we learned about necromancy in real life? Throughout the ages, the practice of necromancy has been an enigma, a blend of fascinating allure and chilling dread. Its roots are deeply embedded in the history of mankind, with ancient civilizations engaging in rituals to commune with the dead. These societies held the belief that the spirits of the departed could provide wisdom and guidance, while also wielding the power to curse or bless the living. Fast forward to the present day, and the tradition of necromancy persists, albeit in a transformed state. We've heard from self-proclaimed necromancers who view their practices as a spiritual endeavor, a bridge between the realms of the living and the dead. They claim to summon spirits not for malicious intentions, but as a means to seek wisdom, healing, or closure. Yet, as intriguing as these claims are, they are not without their detractors. Skepticism and criticism are rife when it comes to necromancy. Critics argue that these practices prey on the vulnerable, exploiting their grief and desire for connection with lost loved ones. Others express concerns about the ethical implications of meddling with the deceased, while some simply dismiss necromancy as mere superstition or illusion. The influence of necromancy, however, extends beyond its practitioners and critics. It has seeped into our culture, shaping our literature, films, and folklore. From Shakespeare's ghostly apparitions to the spine-tingling tales of Stephen King, necromancy remains a captivating trope in our collective imagination. Despite the skepticism and controversy, the allure of necromancy endures. Its enigmatic nature continues to captivate us, stirring our curiosity and our fascination with the unknown. Whether you view it as a legitimate spiritual practice or a figment of fantasy, one thing is clear: necromancy, in all its mystery and controversy, is a testament to our enduring curiosity about the unknown. Necromancy, a practice shrouded in mystery and controversy, continues to fascinate us, a testament to our enduring curiosity about the unknown.